it's almost like the first step into changing your limiting beliefs is like noticing your inner world, the thoughts, the feelings, and all that self-talk.
Yeah, if you want to become someone new, you have to change your reality, because if you're not happy in the way you're living, it's because that doesn't match your reality, doesn't match who you are.
But I had to be aware of my thoughts. Like, hey, like I'm broke. I don't have enough money. So I had to reprogram myself in my beliefs to give myself a new story. Like, hey, I am abundant. Money comes easy to me.
What if we told you that your thoughts are not yours? We have 40,000 thoughts a day, and most of them stem when you are 8 years old.
They come from your parents to peers in society. Your thoughts shape your world, whether they're good or bad.
And today we're going to talk about the bad, your limiting beliefs, how to notice them, how your nervous system keeps them alive, and how to actually change your behaviors so they no longer run your life, so you can give yourself a new aligned story for the life that you desire. What is up, guys? How is everyone doing?
Pretty
We're
good.
good.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about limiting beliefs and how to rewire them. And we're going to break this down today in 3 pillars. So the first pillar is awareness, or your thoughts and identity. The second is your nervous system, how to actually regulate it. And the third is behaviors, how to actually take action that is aligned so that you can change your reality and your internal state.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be a really good podcast, because who in here doesn't have limiting beliefs? I feel like that's something that it keeps us every single day. Like it can build us, or it can stop us and make us feel stuck. So
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be a really good episode today.
And what's crazy, I don't think people realize it, but like you don't become aware. Well, the most important part from breaking beliefs is becoming aware of your thoughts, right? For example, I was doing, like, for me, I'm gonna talk about money, right? Last October, I was only making 3 grand a month, guys. Right? So last year, I was barely making 40 grand a year. I was doing the math before we hopped on the call. Last month, I made more than double that. So I'm not working harder. I'm not. If anything, I'm working less. It's just my belief and my mindset about money that has changed.
Mm-hmm.
But I had
Yeah.
but I had to be aware of my thoughts. Like, hey, like I'm broke. I don't have enough money. So I had to reprogram myself in my beliefs to give myself a new story. Like, hey, I am abundant. Money comes easy to me. And now I'm living proof that, hey, like money does come easy.
1,000%. I mean, kind of like what you said, it's almost like the first step into changing your limiting beliefs is like noticing your inner world, the thoughts, the feelings, and all that self-talk.
Yeah.
We have so many thoughts in our brain every single day. And like I mean, for me, I noticed like before I started doing the inner work, most of it was negative, especially surrounding money as well. So I had to change my inner identity to, more positive, a more positive state. And that's like and then it started reflecting into my external life.
Yeah, and just building from that, I feel like we all have different limiting beliefs, but at least one of my biggest ones was self-worth. And I feel like self-worth can see reflected in different areas, like money, like job, relationship. So the first thing that we always need to do when we want to change a limited belief, or to just to change it, because there's no another way. You have to if you want to become someone new, you have to change your reality, because if you're not happy in the way you're living, it's because that doesn't match your reality, doesn't match who you are. So that's, I feel like that's really important. And like starting just knowing your inner world, like knowing that you can overcome anything that comes in your way, makes or can be the first step for a lot of things, not only money or relationship, but just I feel like your inner world is way more important than the outside, because the outside is just reflecting one area of your life, like how you are inside.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, if we look at it from like a vibrational standpoint, like our like 3D is like you said, a manifestation of the 4D, our internal thoughts, our inner realities. So like a lot of people think manifestation, you're like changing your physical reality like instantly, but before all that, you have to go within and like be self-aware. And how do we do that?
Well,
Yeah, be aware that consciousness is the only reality. So I go back to Neville Goddard's teachings, right? This is why I love him. But I'm gonna go a little off subject, guys. And as you guys know, I took my family out on a family trip 2 weeks ago, right? So let me just dumb it down for you, manifesting. Let's just pretend this floss right here is a seed, right? So I planted the seed of, hey, I want to take my family out on a trip. Like I'll pay for the expenses and everything. So I had to create this scene, right? So the scene was I'm at the beach and I'm throwing the football to my little brother, but I use all my five senses. I felt the sun hit my skin. I felt the wind hit my face. I had the football in my hand. I felt the sand touch my feet. I was present. So I meditated on that scene for probably about 2 to 3 times a week, right? So I'm letting the universe know, hey, I'm planting the seed. I want to experience this, right? So fast forward about four weeks, I was there, and I swear to God, I couldn't tell if it was picture perfect. I couldn't tell if it was a dream or not. And so whenever you do stuff like that, you build more conviction. You build more trust in yourself. Like, hey, if I can manifest this scene, I can create whatever. All right. So let's just say you don't think you're worthy of going to Paris. You are worthy, but start small. Start small. Start with like a free coffee. Start with free dinner. And but again, we're slowly building that manifestation muscle of conviction in yourself. That hey, if I can manifest this, then they go for bigger things, better job, better partner, better money, because it's irrelevant. Consciousness is the only reality.
For sure. And I guess relating that back to limiting beliefs, a lot of people, they can't they find it hard to manifest their desired reality because of the beliefs that they have, no matter how many times they script or visualize. So what are practical ways you guys think that the audience can actually create that inner awareness so that they can have that identity shift?
I feel like, I don't know what you guys think. Just gonna reflect on the things that I do. I feel like journaling at least had helped me so much to identify that little voice on my head that is just trying to keep me in the same, with the same pain, like with the same story all the time, because this is another thing about beliefs. Like, you are only going to believe what you feel that is true. So like, at least for me, journaling was one of the ways that I could, I don't know, like maybe identify those ways I talk to myself. And from that, writing down every single day I knew a new identity. I feel like that helped me so much at the beginning, because especially like as Chino was saying, like we are a manifestation, we are manifest in different ways, yes, but we have to always keep in mind that that manifestation is not going to happen like right away. It's not that it's going to be fast. It could be fast if you have the muscle already, if you're already determined enough to create it for yourself. But if you're only in that change of identity, if you're just only in that change of beliefs, at the beginning could be a little bit harder, because like you're always going back to your old self. So at least for me, I feel like journaling, writing things down, and at least the first maybe 21 days, people say that 21 days is what you need to create a new habit. Like being really diligent and like writing things down multiple times. Not a 369 method, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm only talking about like just me sitting down, having a space for myself, even if it's just 10 minutes, where I can just put all my feelings, all my thoughts into paper, so I can actually see if they are true or not, because I feel like a lot of limiting beliefs is just a story that we tell to ourselves. It's not actually true. So I feel like journaling is just, at least for me, was one way I can easily just go back to my identity, I guess.
Oh, 1,000%. And I think for everyone listening right now, like, I challenge you every single day for the next 21 days, just journal out your thoughts. Notice, like, what your inner dialogue is. And kind of to build off what you said, BB, like, journaling has completely changed my life too. Like, last year, I was, like, literally almost homeless. Like, I was completely broke. I was in a really scary situation. And in the last year, I've become a full-time digital nomad. Like, 5-figure months are my absolute norm right now. Multi 5-figure months thanks to TikTok Shop. But it was also because I had to change my internal world. And the way that I did that was, one, by journaling. But aside from journaling, I would look at my limiting beliefs and write it out on a page. And then on the next page, I would like rewrite those limiting beliefs. I would write it into a new story. So if one of them was like, it is so hard for me to make money right now because, you know, like, it's just hard to find a job, I would literally just like rewrite it and say, okay, you know, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. XYZ, this amount of money is so easy to make. And I would repeat these affirmations every single day to myself. I would make like affirmation loops. There's an app called Parrot where you can like make affirmation loops, and I would like play it every single night. And I remember like one of the affirmations, like, I'm making 21K profit every single month. That fucking happened 6 months later. So it just goes to show how powerful one, journaling can be. Also affirmations, because you're literally saturating your mind to create a new reality.
That's cool. So I don't journal, right? So I'm very delusional. So I like to pretend like it's a garden, right? So I'm very simple. Again, let's just pretend this is a seed, right? So I plant this seed in my garden, right? So obviously life happens. Storm's gonna come, the wind, there's animals that are gonna try to dig up your seed. It's life. It's supposed to happen, right? But your job as a gardener is just to take care of your garden and just know that, hey, this seed, this experience that I want to experience will come to fruition because I already see it in my imagination. How long will it take? It doesn't matter how long it takes. You have to detach from it. And this is why meditation and visualizing is so important. Because you let the universe know, universe, I'm already experiencing this. So the universe is going to give you people, places, and circumstances to validate your seed. The universe always says yes.
Yeah,
Boom.
it's true.
Yeah.
And it's always emotion and focus, and that's it. That's all you need to manifest.
And I feel like that's that. Now that you touch that, I feel like that's the easiest way for you to change a belief. Is just first having the awareness for anyone that is listening. Like if you're having any limiting what is a limiting belief? So before we continue, why you guys feel like it's a limiting belief? Like actually define the word limiting.
Even believing that you have limiting beliefs is a limiting belief itself. I feel like no daughter would say that.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, they're just like holding you back from even believing that you're worthy of the life that you desire. But I guess like at the beginning stages of like, you know, someone's manifestation journey, it really can like put them back into the vibration of like, oh, I'm not worthy of this. I can't do this.
Exactly.
But let's just say you're someone who self sabotages. What advice would you give to that person?
Journal out your thoughts. Like, within journaling, you're going to figure out why you're self-sabotaging, and it often comes from a limiting belief, and that limiting belief often stems from, you know, whether how your parents treated you or what your parents said around you, if it's like surrounding money, for example, or, you know, maybe a previous relationship. So journal it out, and the answer is going to come from that, and just like kind of trace it back to the root of where it came from.
And I'm just gonna add something to that. After having the awareness, be really delusional and focus on the thing that you're saying, because your limiting, like the limiting belief that you already have, that is being there for I don't know how many years, it's gonna still come. It's gonna creep in, but those are the moments that I feel like we have to be more diligent, more focused to like rewire our brain, or like not rewire, what is the word for that, like shift our identity in a way where it's like, no, this is not me. Even if this thought comes, it's just coming in here and telling in to see if I'm doing the right thing or not. And even if that is with a thought, because those types of thoughts, those limiting beliefs are still gonna come, especially at the beginning. But the more you do it, it's like a muscle. The more you like learn how to be confident, the less confident your thoughts are going to be. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, for example, like making, like, 5-figure months, for example, I like completely saturate my mind to now, like, to the point where that is like the norm for me. So, like, whenever I have a limiting belief, or if something goes wrong, like I lose an account, or, just something, I get a violation, I literally ignore that. And like, I go back to telling myself, well, that's not my reality. I'm making XYZ. And oftentimes by the end of the month, or by the end of a certain amount of days, I'm back to that state of reality in 3D, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And you say change your beliefs, but I say change your state of consciousness. Just imagine your state of consciousness or your new identity as a jacket. So whenever you put a jacket on, go throughout the day believing that, hey, I'm already making 5 figures a month, right? Now, obviously, you're gonna have the old version of yourself saying, "No, Chino, you make 3 grand a month because you're 9 to 5 job." No, that's an old limiting belief. I can give myself a new story. Hey, like, but you have to be very specific. Hey, like, how much money? How much money are you trying to make per month? Because the universe always says yes. Now, that could be $1, $5 for me. It's like, no, I'm making 5 figures a month every single month. Now, that's like Malika said. That's a new standard. That's my new identity. So just imagine as consciousness as putting on a jacket and just walking throughout the day, giving yourself a new story, having those thoughts of, hey, I always have more than enough. I always have more than I can spend. And the universe is going to put people, places, and circumstances to validate your conviction.
1,000%. And I do think, kind of going into the second pillar, like nervous system regulation is a huge part into creating the reality that you desire. Because if we don't regulate, yeah, if we don't regulate our nervous system, that's actually the easiest way to revert back to our old identity. You're not staying in a state where you feel confident and safe that your desired reality is coming towards you or is already there. Because the reality is, manifestation is instant. It's already done within yourself. Once you make that decision and the universe hears that, like, it's already done. It just takes, we live in a time-space reality. It can take, 1 day, 10 days, 15 days. But how do people regulate their nervous system in that waiting stage?
So what's funny, I had my first 5 figure month working with this topic, right? It was with through breath work and my meditation. It was like, hey, it's safe for me to receive. It's safe for me to have money. That's how I had my first 5 figure months, just to regulate my nervous system. Because you don't have a money problem, you have a nervous system problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
that
feel
is so.
like, sorry, continue, baby.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, you mentioned breath work and meditation. What type of breath work and meditations were you doing that maybe the audience could try out if they resonate with that?
So I meditate 3 times a day. So I meditate 15 minutes in the morning, and then I meditate again after the gym for another, I want to say 25. And I think that's the one that really changed everything. It was to the breath work. So I do 20 deep inhales and exhales. So there's different, I guess, different delta waves so I go from delta to theta. So theta, that's where you create the new reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so again, I envision myself. It was pretty simple. Like making 5 figures a month online is pretty easy if you do it right. So how I did it, I was just showing. Let's just pretend this is my phone, right? I was just showing my younger self 10 grand a month. Like, hey, look, Chino, I made 10 grand a month last month. So I played a show scene to trick my mind that, hey, I already experienced this scene of me showing my younger self 10 grand. And for me, it was, again, I just relaxed my nervous system and say, hey, look, it's already done. And whenever I woke up, I just woke up and operated as, hey, like, it's already done. Don't trip.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I create content, I'm not creating content from scarcity. I'm creating content from abundance. and having that conviction in my content. Hey, I know I'm going to make money. Now, this doesn't mean just creating content. Let's just say you do real estate. Do the same thing. The product and service, it doesn't matter. It's the conviction in yourself that, hey, it's already done.
For sure. Yeah. And I think visualizing and that example that you gave with like visualizing showing the results to your younger self is so powerful because like we were talking about, like most of our beliefs come from the before the age we were 8. So you're literally not only like kind of like timeline jumping or like quantum leaping back to your old self to like show them like I guess like the reality that you're in now. They're kind of just like rewriting like the past, like I don't know, like 30 years of your life, if that makes sense.
No,
If you're
yeah. Like time traveling is very real, but we're not time traveling. We're time traveling consciousness to the version of yourself who already has it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Malika? What you do?
I think for me, one of them is the journaling. Like that's still like a really powerful way for me to regulate myself. Something that also has been like super powerful for me, and like also how I definitely like manifested my first like 5-figure months was doing EFT tapping. So if you guys don't know, like EFT tapping is emotional freedom technique, and it goes through your Chinese meridian points to help kind of like it's a way to like regulate your nervous system. So I would do it on topics such as money and like my inner trauma or like my inner child and like the traumas that it experienced. And through doing EFT tapping, I was able to like rewire my mind and also regulate my nervous system. Oh, and also I guess like a second way I did I regulate is like somatic fascia release. So that's like a way of like moving your body and stretching. Because if you guys, your fascia is like this connective tissue that goes through your entire body, and since your body holds onto a lot of emotions, a lot of trauma, through doing like movement and stretches that like kind of like focuses on the fascia, you're able to release the past traumas that are stuck in your body and self-regulate.
Yeah, I feel like I do something similar to it, but not only like I feel like there's different ways you can regulate your nervous system, especially going from a really stressful, because we have a stress all the time. Like that's not that's how you call it, inevitable. I don't know if I'm saying the
Inevitable, yeah.
inevitable. Thank you. It's inevitable. Like we are always gonna have a stress, like things that pops off. But if we learn how to just take like 3 minutes aside and just learn how to just keep our own vibration high all the time, I feel like is way easier to continue throughout the day. Because like again, and just coming back to the awareness, like those limiting beliefs are always going to come back, especially at the beginning. And there's gonna be a certain point where they're not gonna, because that's not your identity, like they're not gonna stay there. But especially at the beginning, and I'm talking about here for anyone that has been trying to break through a limiting belief, they've been trying to work like for a long time, and they seem to, or they feel like nothing have worked here for them. Know that even that thought is what is keeping you there. Because like we're always changing, our limiting beliefs are always changing. But if we are aware that those thoughts are only there to kind of like, I like to call it like a check. It's like checking you, it's trying to see if what you believe, if what you are trying to manifest, or like you, that identity that you're trying to create for yourself is there. Because at the beginning, the ego is always gonna come in. Our sympathetic nervous system, or like the fight or flight system, is always there to keep you in that rush, keep you with that cortisol level, keep you with those like, I don't know how else to explain it, but if you
that
can...
fight or flight response.
Sorry?
In that fight or flight response?
Yes, exactly. Like, but...
No.
Sorry.
No, it's not all about being high frequency all the time, because even that is kind of toxic too. So let's just say, I don't think it's about being high frequency. It's about letting the negative things not affect you. I think that's more important.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like, there's depressed millionaires, but they're not out here thinking, oh, I'm not worthy of, like, this money because I'm depressed. They know
Yeah.
they're already a millionaire, and their depression's just their depression. It's separate.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, there you at the beginning, like, if for example, yes, we all know that the millionaires think in one way, but like, think about what you're doing right now. Are you a millionaire right now? Or like, for example, I'm not a millionaire like in my 3D reality, like
I am.
whatever. No, I'm saying,
Yeah.
well, I'm not talking about what we're saying. I'm talking about what
Mhm.
is what
Yeah.
have manifested right here, right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
The mirror.
because it's like there's two different ways people can think about belief. It's like some people look at limiting beliefs, what they like their worth about what they have right here, right now, like what have already manifested, and they keep those beliefs because they don't see any change in the 3D reality. Is that right or wrong?
I think a
Right.
lot of people definitely do get stuck in that loop.
But
And
we can, of course, we can always change that. How we change, the more we go inner, the more that we believe more in ourselves, like what we are creating, that what is being already manifest on the 3D world. Because as Chin already mentioned, Neville Goddard says your 3 reality is just your mirror, is the things that were like already manifest for you, is the past. I like to call like the your past thoughts, whatever you already imagine is what you are manifest in your 3 reality. I don't know if how you guys.
Past assumptions. Past assumptions. He
Yes,
he calls.
continue, baby.
No, yeah, but so a good way I explain somebody the so consciousness again, the consciousness is just the mirror. So I like to just think about it. Hey, I'm just cleaning the mirror. I'm making my vision more clear. So right now, those limiting beliefs is just shit on the mirror. And
Yeah,
limiting beliefs is just a ceiling. Like it's just a ceiling. Hey, I'm only making 3 grand a month. No, that's just a limiting belief that I put there. Take
exactly.
take, take away that now, like I make 3 grand a day. Like what the fuck? No, and again, it's not that I'm working hard. It's just I just changed my story. I just cleaned the mirror a little bit more, and I'm able to see myself in the mirror. Oh shoot, I am the creator of my reality. I can create whatever I want. There's no limit. Like Malika said, even saying that there's limiting belief, that's a limiting belief on itself.
I mean, yeah, about I guess like for people who do get stuck in that loop again, like just like ways to regulate your nervous system is by journaling. You can do EFT tapping, somatic therapies. Like you can like really like go on ChatGPT and look up like 10 different somatic therapies, and it'll tell you exactly, how like know which ones to try out. Um, you can like even like going on a walk in nature or just going on a walk in general are easy ways to regulate your nervous system so that you can go back to a state where you're in flow and balance and confident and have conviction in the new reality that you're creating.
So let's just say you're somebody who doesn't have discipline, right, or focus. I say start small, right? So just by cleaning your room every single day, you're building more conviction in yourself that hey, I am disciplined because I'm able to clean my room, clean my environment. Just clean your environment, bro. Like for me, like I like to have a clean space. So like I can't. I don't know about you guys, but I can't work if my house is all cluttered up. I can't do it. I have to have a clean space.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
if you like discipline, just start small. Start by cleaning your room or cleaning your bed before you go to work or before you go to school.
I like adopting the 2 minute rule. I like heard about this like probably like 5-10 years ago. Like it was just like some random video, and this guy was like, if you have trouble building a habit such as like washing the dishes or getting the laundry done, literally just start out with a 2 minute timer and start doing the dishes because 2 minutes is nothing. You can do 2 minutes. If you can't, I'm sorry, you're cooked. I'm like joking, but like just start out with like 2 minutes and like see how much you get done. And oftentimes, as after that 2 minute mark, you're like, oh wait, I'm already like halfway done, or I've already done this much. I might as well continue. But if you don't feel the urge to continue, then don't. Because if you force yourself, you're not going to build a habit over time.
I disagree with that.
Really?
Yes, because sometimes our mind, I'm talking about what I have experienced before, uh, and what I have learned as being a doctor is our mind. If you tell yourself, oh, I'm not gonna do this, you're not gonna do it. For more that you tell yourself you really want to do it, if you actually don't have the desire to do it, you're like your mind's not gonna bring you there. What I like to do is just give myself a little bit of space. Just if I don't want to do it, say like, okay, let me put a time when I'm actually gonna do it, and maybe do it like a 5 minute, like 5 second rule. I count until five, and when I go to five, I have to get up and do it, because that's the only way, especially at the beginning when you want to create a habit, or like when you want to create a new identity, you have to push yourself, because again, those limited beliefs, those like little, the ego is gonna come back to you. And when we're talking about limited beliefs, there's, in my opinion, I don't know how like what you guys think, I feel like people feel stuck or feel hopeless because of three things. First, because they feel like the problem that they have is permanent, like it's permanent, it's gonna stay there. Second, because they believe that there's something wrong with them, or there's something wrong with me, so that's the reason why I have this, or I cannot change this. And the third one is like just believing that because something is wrong in one area, everything is wrong in everything else. It's like not only the money is F, but also the relationship is one that's not a reality. And I feel like the easiest way to just break that is actually knowing that first, you're not doing anything wrong. There's no one coming after you. But if you just want to change your belief, you have to push yourself and actually change it. I don't know what that's what I believe.
Yeah, but so like I guess my counter argument of that is like people who like have absolutely zero discipline, they don't wash dishes, they don't fold the clothes, or they can't get up and journal, like they're not gonna be able to start out doing that like 10 minutes straight. Or I mean maybe some people can, but like people who are like really down in the trenches can't, because like I've been there, like I was
But
the
what you
person that was
mean?
like
What do you mean
super.
about that?
Wait, about what?
How
Uh,
undisciplined were you?
It wasn't like I don't know if it was lack of discipline, it was more of like depression. Like I would not like want to fold my clothes, like my room would be a mess, like I would not wash dishes. So I literally had to start out setting that timer 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna do it, fold my clothes for 2 minutes every single day. And that's kind of like what I said, like oftentimes I actually went past the 2 minutes because I just felt like doing the rest, I like in my mind I was like, oh, I already started, might as well finish. So a lot of people who are like really at the rock bottom or in the trenches, or are just really having difficulty starting a new habit, they need a time slot to kind of like tell their brain, oh shit, I just did this for 2 minutes, I accomplished something, so that they feel, the urge to continue, if that makes sense. Because you're kind of giving your brain a dopamine spike when you complete something within like the time that you set.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that part. But I just say that I will add that before you put the 2 minutes timer, it's good for you to say, when I count five, I'm gonna go and actually do it. Like, because you can have the timer, but I don't know if this happened to you guys. Sometimes I have timers, and the timer goes off, so I'm like, I just gonna give myself 2 more minutes. You just snooze it. You just let it for later, because that's, you haven't break your habit. So the only thing that I'm saying is, which what you're saying is really true. And sorry, maybe what the word that I used before wasn't the right word. I just wanted to add into it, not like to make it like it's not true. Is yes, add the timer, but at the same time, put your mind into, okay, when I count five, I'm gonna actually go wash the dishes. I'm actually gonna do this. So at least my mind have like, okay, five, four, three, two, one, go. It's like, I don't know, it's like something, at least something small. I feel like I learned this from Mel Robbins, if I'm not wrong. She has a book called the 5 minutes, 5 second rule, which she says that after 5 seconds, they're actually doing the thing. And I feel like that's really powerful, especially for someone that just want to break into a new habit, or they just want to break the limiting belief that they have that making them get stopped in there, just
I mean, they're
to push.
Yeah, I mean, like kind of like you said, it's like two things that they can build on to each other. So having that 5 second head start, and also like setting that timer for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't do that. I just do it. If there's dishes that have to be cleaned, I just do it.
Well,
But my
yes,
question
but it's because you're really disciplined. You already I feel like you already know what you want for your life. But I feel like a lot of people especially that they just want to break into the habit of being themselves. I feel like that's like really powerful, especially it's exactly like everyone is different. Everyone could be like, some people is like you, I'm like you, for example, and like I just do it. I get to a certain point and I say like I'm done, and I just do it. But some people is not like that. But continue, what are you gonna say?
so let's just say with social media now, like Malika said, people are cooked. So let's just say you have trouble focusing. What advice would you give someone who has trouble focusing for like 1 minute or 60 seconds, just because they're so used to getting that dopamine for social media? With like, we're so used to getting everything so quick. What advice would you give somebody who's trying to improve their focus?
Drink Nello Super Focus.
Literally.
No one's gonna get that.
Okay, so you're drinking Nello, now what?
I mean,
Setting
there's
a
like
timer.
many ways you could go about it. Like you could, there's like apps that you could have that like literally you set a timer that like locks you out of the app, so yeah, you can't scroll anymore. Something that I do sometimes is like I just count my breathing. I become super aware of my breathing. Like I'll go off social media. I'll literally just be in the now moment. This is so wonderful to do in nature too. Like you're just counting your breath, and that just brings you back to the present moment, and it also regulates your nervous system so that you want to focus a bit better or focus more.
What about you,
No.
Beach? What advice?
Repeat the question.
What advice would you give somebody who has trouble focusing, or like they doom scroll? Because I've seen so many people who spend like 6 hours a day just scrolling their life away, or even like Netflix.
I feel like I do timers. So for example, I'm someone that has to be really organized, because I have ADHD. If I don't,
Right.
if I'm not organized, if my mind is not organized, I can not actually do something like or like performing something. So what I do first, I try to be really organized. I try to organize every single task that I'm going to do, and one of those way is putting a timer. So for example, in the question that you were asking about like how can people focus a little bit more, is like first being aware that you want to focus and you want to get the thing done. Because if you are aware that you want to get something done, trust me, you get it done. So and second, if this helps you, is just putting a timer and saying, okay, I'm giving myself 5 minutes to, I don't know, to make breakfast. And when that timer goes off, I do it. At least I try to do that, especially at the beginning when I want to get into a new habit, because it's like a muscle. It's how you were saying before. You just building that muscle again, and if you don't use that muscle, it's not going to work. Like you always constantly need to remind yourself, even if it's really hard at the beginning, and if you have really a small focused time, like it's better just to put a little timer and just do incremental stuff. Because you're gonna get a certain point where you're gonna do everything, by intuition, by just like you already know that you're gonna do it, so you just get up and
Right.
do it. But at the beginning, at least
Mhm.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
What
So
Yeah.
you do?
for me, I like one of my weaknesses is I'm gonna go ahead and open up. One of my weaknesses is food. So I like to binge eat, right? It's pretty bad. Like it's like I can eat a whole bag of
You
Doritos.
don't look like it though.
I know, I know. But so what I do, I fast. So I fast for 24 hours. So for me, I'm building discipline that, hey, like, that's not me. So, like, let's just say, hey, like, I'm addicted to my phone. Just put your phone away for 5 minutes. Don't even touch it. Do something else. Go clean your room. Go for a walk. Just don't have your phone in your hands. Not even headphones. Just be away. If you can only do 2 minutes, 3 minutes, slowly work your way up to, like, obviously, if you work from your phone, is different because, I mean, obviously, we all make money from our phone now. But let's just say fast. That's my best way to build that focus. It's fast from the whatever. Like for me, food, right? So I will let me fast for 24 hours. I'm building more discipline and I'm building more conviction in myself that hey, like I don't need food. I don't have to think about food all the time. Like it's okay. Like I'm not
Mhm.
gonna. Like, I
And
mean,
sometimes, sorry, I did I
you're good.
interrupt.
You're
No,
good.
but sometimes like literally just even deleting the app altogether if social media isn't your job, or if social media is your job, like have a separate phone. Like deleting the app altogether, you're
Or
gonna
break
feel
it.
less of an urge to like go and scroll. Or if you go and scroll, you don't have anything to scroll unless you like go on your computer or anything. So it kind of makes it, you create a barrier to make something that you usually do more difficult. So it's easier to break the habit.
Yeah, or if you just really need something to lock you out of the like your phone, I know that there's things that exist for that. One of them is called Brick. My husband actually has one because I don't have that problem. I don't have problem with social media because when I was growing up, my mom and my dad never let me watch TV. Never let me do anything like with technology. Like Colombians, we like to play outside. Like we had like more life outside, so I never touch social media until I start working or like start doing YouTube, for example, with my art. Like I never went in that. So for me, it's easy to disconnect or use social media as my way of working more than my way of pleasure. But I know that there's a lot of people in here that also love to scroll on like on TikTok, love to watch a podcast, for example, because yeah, you can learn so much, but there's always a time for things. Like you need to like, especially when we're talking about here about limited beliefs about work, especially, or like your worth about money, like know that if you know that you're gonna make a lot of money, you're gonna do it, but you also have to be really devotional. You need to be really disciplined. You need to learn how to always keep a state for yourself to actually do that thing. And one of the ways, at least for example, for my husband, he's also a YouTuber. Like he cannot be on his phone. Like he always is scrolling. And one of the ways that he stopped that is with something that is called Brick. It's literally, imagine, it's one of those tabs that you do on your phone. Like imagine like when you're gonna pay something, those tabs, but it's a Brick. So he put his phone all the apps that he wants to like delete while he's working, and all of them are completely blocked through like the entire time that he's working. I mean, that's just an idea for people
Yeah.
that literally needs to find
Right.
different ways to actually focus and work, especially if they do social media as a way of like their income. I feel like if you are a creator, create more than you consume, and one of those ways, at least for like me and my husband, is that like just breaking our phones. I again, for me it's not that important because I have that discipline, but if you're not disciplined, that's something that you can do at home, that it can help you to
Yeah.
create those things.
For sure. No, that's a good way. Love these apps.
Yeah. Okay. And I feel like the last one, the last thing that is really important for changing a belief is what we already talked about changing the vibe, changing the state, changing or the actual action of, I don't know how to say it, yeah, like just of the changing the limiting beliefs. So how do you guys change your limited beliefs? Like what you guys do, like or like tell me more about like how you change it, because I
So
feel
I
like
go
we're
back.
getting into the last part of the podcast.
Yeah, I go back to never got her. I call it from living in the end. It's already done. Like, don't trip, right? Let's just say, for example, I was trying to manifest 5 figures a month, right? I'm going to operate and create content from someone who's already making 5 figures a month. So instead of creating content from scarcity and fear, I'm creating content from abundance and conviction and confidence that, hey, my content or my product will make money. So I call it living from the end.
I
Simple.
do this. I do the same. Like you have to exist in the identity of the person who already has it. So if you don't know what that identity is, again, like write out those new affirmations and build a new identity. Who is, Chino 1.0 versus Chino 2.0, who's like the new version of yourself, and act from the 2.0 version of yourself so that you can, you are living in the end. You're in that reality. Everything else that you want materially is going to catch up to itself.
Yeah, I agree with that. And if you just need to go back uh, to to remind yourself who you are, just go to one of the things that we already said. Go journal, go for a walk, or even something that helps me, and I don't think I had said it yet, is I talk to myself in the mirror, like, and I feel like that helps a lot, because when, I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like in in your physiology, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you look through your eyes to yourself, you can go to the deepest parts of your soul. I don't know, that's something that I believe on, like, I love looking myself in the mirror and talking to myself eye to eye into the mirror, where if the person that is me right now is not reflecting the person that I am. And for example, if I have a feeling of depression, my biggest limiting belief that I have break many times is the self-worth. Again, because when I was a kid, I feel like I didn't had I didn't feel appreciated for even for from family. So for me, I developed like love confidence, a lot of love confidence and like self-worth. So one of the ways I was able to break through that is just looking myself in the mirror. If I'm depressed and I'm just see someone, like I just see myself, my higher self, put it however you want to put it, or how Malika was saying, BB's version 1.0 is me, and the one who is in the mirror is the 2.0, something like that. And I just talk to myself. I spit everything out. I let all the pain, because again, your limiting beliefs are there because they don't match your identity, but they are there for you to show you something, for you to help you. If you want to see it as that way, it can help you to catapult you to the other side. Like, it's just as that, like the limiting beliefs there are just there to push you forward. That's it. But
Okay,
what?
I have a
Yeah, no.
question.
Oh wait, go ahead.
I have a question. Sorry. So, what's something that both of you guys are living from the end today?
Like a reality that we're living in the end of.
Yeah.
Mine is, having, because I feel like, I've made like 10K months, I've done 20K months, I've done 25K. Like mine is quantum leaping to a 50K month. So that's mine. Like I'm living the end, like $3,000 days profit consistently, or like my norm, or in like 50K profit months are my norm. And I know it's already done. Like I quite literally, and like you said, when you create content, you create the conviction that it's already done, and that's like how I've been approaching it. And I just know that reality is going to catch up with itself.
Fire.
I
What about
love
you,
that.
Beebs?
For me, is the 100K. the 100K month. I know it's there. I have a
No,
couple.
no.
I
Hey,
have a couple of products that I know that are bringing me there, and like, again, it's just knowing. You just need to know that.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
about
for
you?
me, yeah, for me, it's 6 figure months too. I've noticed. Now, how is it gonna happen? I don't care. I detach from the, but I know that hey, the universe. This is me. This Chino
Mm-hmm.
version of Chino point whatever is making 6 figures a month, and it's that conviction that the universe is going to put people, places, and circumstances to align to my conviction, to my reality, to the mirror.
A
When
thousand percent.
I don't care if it's next
Yeah.
month, 2 weeks. I don't care. I just know that hey, it's already done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Do you
But
guys feel like we need to say anything else?
What's
maybe. Oh,
no, go ahead.
go ahead. Wait,
You
no,
go.
you go. I didn't finish formulating my thoughts, so if you have the question.
My big takeaway from this podcast is two things: emotion and focus. Emotions and focus. That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel.
regulate your nervous system, go within, and by going within, that's how you create the reality that you desire. And aligned action will come a lot easier when you change your internal world.
Yeah, and I feel like my biggest takeaway is just remember that to change a limiting belief, you only need to do three things. Sorry, four things. I'm gonna add one more. One, be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of the person that you are. Second, just regulate your nervous systems with one of these methods, one of these techniques that we all have told you about, because we all do different things. So I feel like whatever suits you best, whatever you feel like you like the most, just do it. But just do something. That's the other third thing, is take action about whatever it is. Like if you want to become a millionaire, just work on your limited beliefs about money, and that will bring you there. You're gonna become a millionaire because there's no limit in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth is, if your limited beliefs are really strong and you feel like you cannot break them because of because of circumstances, remember that you can always choose again. You can always choose a different thought. You can always choose a different action. You can always choose to go to sleep, for example. And I will, if you guys are really depressed, or like if you guys are feel like really down, I will advise you to go to sleep and come and wake up in 30 minutes, because going to sleep it's so powerful in the way that your nervous system regulates again. Every time that you go to sleep, your nervous systems comes down. So if you feel like you're really anxious, or like that you don't know the answer of something, also, if that's one of your ways, don't sleep for 5 hours, just take a little
Yeah.
nap.
Don't take
Okay.
a depressed nap.
Ooh. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep it I'm gonna keep it stupid simple, right? The subconscious mind only accepts what it believes to be true. So whenever you replace, again, it's a belief. So whenever you replace that belief with a new identity and you assume, the universe is going to make it happen for you. It's going
Yeah.
to respond to that new identity. I'm trying to find the right word. You just replace your old belief with a new belief
Mm-hmm.
and just assume it's already done. And
Mm-hmm.
that's
Saturate your mind.
it's just one decision. Your new reality is just one decision away.
Yeah. It literally, quite literally, is a decision at the end of the day. You can choose change or you can choose to stay the same. And anyone here that knows, like, when you stay the same in a bad habit, you're going to eventually hit the rock bottom. So you can
Yeah.
either choose to change today or you can wait until the rock bottom, but the change is going to be inevitable.
There's so much free game we just gave out, from limited beliefs, from making money. Every single one of us is just pointing to the door. But you have to be aware. You have to have enough confidence to walk through the door. Me and Malika Beeps, we can't save you. We're only showing you the tools for you to change your life. The next video is not going to change you. You have to change yourself. You have to make the decision that, hey, I am worthy. I matter. I deserve more. And take inspired action.
Facts.
Period.
I agree
And
with that.
I know that's a
Only
good
you,
way to end.
only you can save you. I'm not gonna save you.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you. I can show the rules, but you have to have that love from inside. Of hey, like I'm worthy of more.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
And it's just
totally
making.
agree.
I think that wraps up this episode of the Be More Confident podcast.
See you guys in the next one. Bye!
Like
Love you guys. Bye.